Hello, and thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tech Exec podcast, where we triple your impact per engineer. As always, I'm your host, Aviv Ben-Yosef, advisor and consultant to tech executives worldwide, and our subject today is time capsule. This is a weird sort of time in the tech industry because for the first time in probably 15 years or so, people are seeing what a real recession in tech looks like. That is something that, for example, manifests in how fast your team is going to be growing in the near term. We have seen an acceleration in what hypergrowth and scale-ups mean in the past 2 to 3 years, and now it has come to a grinding halt in many companies. And talking to executives, I've been talking to dozens and dozens of people lately, and the vibe I'm getting is that many VPs are telling me, this is sort of we have a lull in the work. Things are slower, kind of a weird time, but they have more time because they don't have to be interviewing as much. You don't have to be onboarding as many people. Things seem to be a bit more relaxed when it comes to that. Yeah, we still have to deliver, but we are not so focused on keeping the team growing, on feeding the pipeline and trading all the interviews and everything. However, when I ask them, all right, what are you doing with this newfound time? I get this blank stare. People don't get what I'm talking about. And this is what I wanted to discuss today, this time capsule, because right now you have a precious amount of time if you're one of those companies where all of a sudden you have more time because you're not growing as rapidly as you used to. And this is precisely the sort of break that people need to get their teams to the next level. Don't waste this time. Don't just, enjoy it or waste it without even noticing that this is a different period when it comes to how much energy and free time you have. Just like disposable income, if you don't think about what you'd like to do with it, it is likely to just get wasted. And that's a waste. I talked about this recently in my free live stream that I had. And by the way, if you missed that, that means that you definitely need to check out my newsletter, link in the show notes. But bottom line is, if you do not understand that you now have an opportunity and that you can leverage it, you won't. Now, what am I talking about? What can you do? So, for example, if you have more time right now, you can start discussing with your team what it really means to push it to the next level. How can we improve? Or maybe because you have more time, maybe because even your people are spending less time on interviews, you can have some other initiatives. Perhaps you can change how you treat tech debt and start thinking about amassing tech capital. Maybe you can start implementing intermissions. Perhaps you can start working on how you are coaching your people. Work with all of your managers to ensure that each and every individual in your company becomes better this year. We are no longer plateauing as a team. We're actively improving, which means that even if we don't onboard any new people, we are getting better at what we do. This is precisely what I'm working on with my clients right now because your team is what you've got. So why not make the most out of it? It's a win-win. The company improves, the people improve, everyone's happier. Do that, and you get the holy grail of the industry. A team that's driven by impact, that's continuously improving, and that's helping the business bottom line. Or, for example, maybe now is the time to start aligning people with what we call product mastery. Because you have the time, maybe now they can talk more to customer success, talk more to marketing and salespeople, see what customers are saying, see what your competitors are doing. Leverage what time you've got to ensure that you put your mind where it really matters, where you can get the best ROI on your efforts. Don't just fill it with more work because that's nonsensical. Find the work that is the most impactful. This is a precious time capsule, and you need to do the most to ensure that you don't let it go to waste. Because after all, why waste a good crisis? That's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't yet, do check out my newsletter. It's the best newsletter online for tech executives and where you can find more about live streams like I had about this topic. And also, do check out the Leading Edge Club, which is my exclusive community for executives in tech. We have about 100 people worldwide, and it's free but invite only. You can apply in the link in the show notes. Thank you. Talk soon.